Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this episode, let's talk about the iconic post-hardcore outfit, Quicksand. Starting out in New York City in 1990, this band has been through their fair share of adversity. Taking the established sounds of members' previous groups, such as Gorilla Biscuits, Collapse, and Burn, Quicksand did not take long to get off the ground running. Mixing aspects of hardcore, post-hardcore, alt-metal, and even a little bit of indie, Quicksand has a very definable soundscape. Now, of course, this would have something to do with the fact that Walter Schreifel not only plays guitar, but also fronts this band. A man with that much charisma and artistic ability could do damn near anything. Luckily for us, he channeled this energy for good, helping to write some classic tunes. As I mentioned at the top, Quicksand has been through their trials and tribulations. The band has broken up a handful of times for a variety of reasons, but we're still able to produce some LPs, EPs, and even singles, some as recently as 2022. But that's enough blabbing about their background. Let's get right into things, as I recommend 2 albums and 3 individual tracks so you can start your journey into Quicksand. Just like every video, we start with the albums. The first Quicksand record to check out should be their debut 1993 album, Slip. Taking their hardcore sound to its limits, they had a melody-first mentality that helped to craft some amazing tunes. Take the opening track, Phaser, for instance. Schreifel's vocals are a hard mix of Ian MacKaye and Henry Rollins as he plows through this cut with his scream singing. Even with its rough edges, there are still plenty of accessible aspects to Phaser, specifically the immaculate bass line and overall song construction. Speaking of great song construction, the track Dine alone is a musical achievement. The choppy guitars and deliberate percussion gives this song a colder feel, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't all come back together in a brutally heavy way, captivating your very attention. Another enthralling track is Unfulfilled, which opens with one of the deepest bass lines I think I've ever heard. The evolution of this song is constant and original, allowing each band member to shine. Schreifel's voice is at some of its gnarliest on Unfulfilled, as it's powerful and commanding. Finally, the song Omission is a must-hear. The lyrics are shoutable and fun to sing along with, really utilizing their hardcore background. This song is badass, and I think it's safe to say that the rest of Slip is also pretty badass too, so don't go skipping out on this LP. After listening to that, you should pop on Quicksand's latest effort, 2021's Distant Populations. A wildly different sonic scope than Slip, Distant Populations is proof that Quicksand's music and attitude have aged like fine wine. A song like Lightning Field brings the classic Quicksand sound into the future with updated production and direction. It still hits hard without breaking your brain, still being laser focused on melody. On the more reserved side of things, we get the song Brushed. Quiet and pensive, this thing feels like it could have been ripped directly off of Radiohead's A Moon-Shaped Pool. This is of course a compliment, as the Tom Yorkish vocals are gorgeously draped over the introspective instrumental. The bruising cut Missile Command is another one to look out for. The instrument tones are gritty and rough as hell, feeling like sandpaper. It's an all-around great tune, just like the final song I want to bring up here, EMDR. Another quick and choppy track, the guitar chomps at every note thrown its way. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but that's because it's too busy playing in the muddy slop that it's created. It's not swampy enough to be stoner metal, but boy does it get close. Distant Populations is a great look at both the legacy and future of what Quicksand has to offer. Not to mention, it does have some pretty great songs for incoming fans as well. Now that we're through with the albums, you know what time it is. Yeah, you're right, it's track time. The first track I think you should hear is Clean Slate from their 1990 self-titled EP. I'm playing favorites here because this EP is one of my favorite EPs of all time, and Clean Slate is a big reason for that. The tones on this thing sound freaking fantastic, having some very raw qualities without it sounding dated or amateurish. I also recommend sitting down and reading all of the lyrics to this cut as well, as they are pretty damn great. It's a very early look at their material, but I'll be damned if Clean Slate doesn't have it all. From the gut punch opening riff to the final scattered guitar solo, you're gonna need to give this thing a spin. Another song to check out is Thorn in My Side from their 1995 LP, Manic Compression. This thing is a freaking streaky fireball, never slowing down for anything. It's got an infectious groove in the hook, luring you in with its singable lyrics. Thorn in My Side is kind of all over the place, but it's the hook that keeps things accessible. It's not even close to being the weirdest Quicksand song, but this one still has some character. Do not skip over Thorn in My Side. Finally, you should toss on the track Cosmonaut Cosmonauts from their 2017 record, Interiors. Let's address the elephant in the room. This is going to sound nothing like any of the other Quicksand songs you've heard thus far. Cosmonauts is harsh and callous, but if you're able to move past that, then you're rewarded with a lovely track. The vocals are matured and well-traveled, adding an extra layer to this different sonic adventure. Go check this out for the guitar riff in the hook alone, because I think it's going to be worth it. And that will wrap up my video covering Quicksand. Links to all the albums and tracks discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down a little bit further to leave a comment to let me know if you liked any of the albums or tracks that I picked here. You can also suggest any artists you'd like to see covered on this show. Just know I do have a bit of a backlog built up, so if I don't get to it right away, don't take it personally, I'm probably working on it. Speaking of suggestions, I will be putting up a poll this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, for episode 100. That's right, I'm gonna have a poll going. You can go and vote on what you would like to see me cover for episode 100 of So You're Interested In, which will be coming in the beginning of May, if I'm not mistaken. I will have a video on the channel on Wednesday explaining the rules and everything like that, so just be patient. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this twice a week, along with a show called Stacks of Wax, where I go through my record collection A through Z and show you some of the cool pieces of vinyl that I own. And of course, by subscribing, you'll be the first to know about the shenanigans that will be going on for episode 100, and I'm sure you're going to want to be in the loop for that. Anyway, that's it. Be sure to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area, and, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.